this guy at the hardware store was bitching to me about new employees being too stupid to do simple arithmetic, but it's a different generation, it's a different culture. His complaint was that they rely so heavily on the register that they can't make simple change in their heads if they are required to do so. Now, while I respect his attempt at mental dexterity, there is a certain benefit to using tools to enable us to go further. Here's the case that I would like to cite as an example. I designed this cart on the fly. It came out of my head just as an impromptu, a reaction to the pile of junk wood that I had laying around it. There were these strips of decking that were cut in half, and I think I had 6 of them. These are the limitations of my design. I defined my design. What do I want it to do? What are my material limitations? And on the fly, you create something that satisfies all of those demands. This is what I came up with. The design is such that this is a push-pull lever that can steer in any direction, and it's not supposed to haul huge amounts of wood. It's just supposed to get them, from here to there or through the door. But I want it to be able to air out and dry the wood as much as possible and roll easily. So my point is that the design isn't bad, okay? It's serving its function, and as I've said, it was created on the fly. But it could have been better. I could have optimized it and thought about it a little more. I threw it together in maybe 40 minutes, just scratching my head along the way, and I enjoy that sort of thing. The build by the seat of your pants sort of carpentry is satisfying to me. But I'm becoming a dinosaur. Let me explain. When I was younger, I was practiced with CAD, and that was before SketchUp became so available so that people could design things like this really easily without paying for expensive software. If I were to use SketchUp, then I could have foreseen the problems with its design in advance by rotating it on the computer screen rather than all around my work table, and I would have found a lot of its problems beforehand, which ultimately would have given me a better overall result. And that's my point. Don't dismiss tools that enable us to see problems further ahead, to see a topic more in depth. Because if we're limited by our own local resources, then our finished product is going to be constrained by those limitations. Use the tools you have at your disposal. There's no shame in using a calculator if it allows you to concentrate on even more complicated or abstract problems that you might make mistakes over otherwise. Oh, but let's remember, keep this in perspective too. There is a difference between tool-enabled ability and skill. So if you become too dependent upon your tool, then it costs you skill. So you have to remember where you end and your tool begins. Wait, does that metaphor make sense? I don't know. Get out of here. Go make something.